Hey, we're a couple of days away from the Patriots Dynasty documentary beginning on Apple TV. Is that what it's on?
Yes.
Apple. I gotta sign back up for that.
God.
More subscriptions. Oh, we got McCone back. Oh, we could see him again. As part of the 10-episode documentary is Tom Brady talking about breaking up with Bill Belichick. This according to Chad Graff of The Athletic. He has watched an early preview of the new documentary. And apparently there's some some items that we're probably going to be discussing as soon as this drops,
Good.
including a quote from Tom Brady. He says on camera that his departure had more to do with who was coaching the team than the amount of money he was offered.
Wow.
Me and Coach Belichick, we did what we loved and competed for 20 years together, but I wasn't going to sign another contract in New England, even if I wanted to play until I was 50. Based on how things had gone, I wasn't going to sign up for more of it.
Wow. That's a whopper. That's some juice. Wow.
Do you believe him?
If he could foresee the way the team was being built. Now, I go back to when I sat down with him when they were 8-0, and we were down in Baltimore. And he was about as miserable and pissed off as a guy could be. Felt like a 1-7 team. They were 8-0 before we lost that Sunday night game to Baltimore. Now, I think we ended up, 12-4 last year. And lost the wild card round. If he could see the way it was being built and sort of forecast and the lack of talent that was being picked, like the N'Keal Harry disaster, then I would say, yeah, I believe him. But he also stood there at camp and said, "Why don't you go talk to Mr. Kraft when he wanted the the Drew Brees contract?" And they supposedly wanted to go year to year. And is that part of the building process? I think you have to factor that in, right? Their approach with him, hey, what's your age and that? We want to go year to year. I don't like where this is heading. And he knew who made the final call, so that's where the blame goes. That's a big one. That'll get some play. That'll get some play once this hits Apple TV. Wow.
I don't believe him.
You don't believe him?
If they'd paid him the $50 million, he would have stayed and dealt with all of Bill's crap.
That's kind of the way the dad framed it too. I don't want to put words in Mr. Brady's mouth, but they didn't want to give him the money, right?
But at least Brady's willing to admit that he didn't like playing for Bill at the end. At least he's willing to admit that he couldn't stand playing for Bill at the end.
That's the way Gronk felt.
Instead of all the nonsense that he spews now about how wonderful Bill was. And for a long time, the relationship was good. Just don't sell us on that it was good at the end. That's Brady at least admitting that on camera, on the record, saying it sucked at the end. And he didn't like being around Bill anymore. The same way Rob Gronkowski quit football to not be around Bill anymore. Those things happened.
Drove that player to actually cry, right? With injuries. Yeah.
Do you think this makes Bill look worse?
I think he already did. I think he looked.
Then if you just misevaluated it.
Well, I think it I won't say it emboldens, but I mean it just makes when Brady was here, you were so much better, even bigger now.
I'll tell you what, this doesn't come at a great time for Bill.
No. I mean, even if he felt that way, I'm shocked he said it. To go on record knowing that people are going to take it and run with it. That's kind of like the Brady Sr. thing with Gasper. When it goes to bat for Belichick, he didn't go to bat for him. He kind of took shots at him throughout that whole article.
So more on that. The Dynasty, which begins in a couple of days, they'll drop 2 episodes a week for 5 weeks. That's the plan.
Just give it to me all at once.
So you won't be able to binge watch it. So you're going to have to slow yourself down a little bit. That starts in a couple of days. And it appears that Tom Brady goes at Bill. I wonder if
I hope Bill goes at him a little bit.
Yeah, we'll see. Nice. We'll see what happens.